years ago, bless her heart. It was during a routine Mobile session. Well, I am currently the reigning Magnolia Queen. My sorority sisters and I work very tirelessly to achieve this crown. And I'm also debutante of the year, voted by the Mobile Ladies Society. Yes, I am. Now, some will kill my daddy, and that is just wrong. This is going to be the best year of my life. I don't know why they want to ruin it for me, but I'm going to find out who that little rascal is, and I'll get it.
The gas from the lot. The gas, if you please. Come in and meet the guests who have come here tonight to enjoy your delicious food.
I'm a gospel lot. DuPre's families live in chef. Mr. DuPre and I met when I was in Shuckerton's favorite was to borrow on a causeway. He offered me a job here at the mansion. I did odd jobs around the house, cooked snacks for him in the afternoon. He loved my cooking. Even back then, I had to turn up the heat. Mr. DuPre knew I was an excellent chef, with unlimited potential self, and went to culinary school. The day I graduated Bishop State Culinary College was the proudest day of my life. Mr. DuPre was like a father to me. I was everything. So naturally, I turned to the mansion to work as a family chef. In my spare time, I started my highly successful Access cable TV and internet cooking show, Turn Up the Heat. It's an excellent program, and I'm sure everyone has seen it. It's simply excellent. In exchange for paying for my culinary college at Bishop State, I signed a lease agreement with Mr. DuPre, agreed to work with the family chef for 10 years. I had 5 years of service up to my contract for this tragic incident. I must apologize. Since Gabe's been hanging around, Buffy has insisted we buy all our seafood from him, and the shrimp and seafood he was born was simply awful. They were terrible. We threw them out, the cats wouldn't eat them. But I planned a nice shrimp cocktail and gumbo, but I prevailed. We were having a nice dinner anyway.
Gothica is next. You will be excited to learn she's an internationally famed author. Miss Gothica, would you please come make yourself known to these people?
Hello. I'm an internationally famous author. My books have made me a multi-millionaire. And despite some of the objections of the more conservative of the crew to Mydal invited me to join their crew some 10 years ago. Yes, I know that they're using me as a status symbol, but that's all right. I'm using them as well. You see, membership of the crew to Mydal has come with an opening to every societal door. The doors that money itself just cannot buy. I'm invited to Hollywood parties around the world, and even as we speak, Hollywood producers are fighting over the rights to produce my books into movies. It's absolutely no secret at all that I would love to buy the DuPre mansion.
Gator Bogusage is a very nice young man from Bayou Battery. Gator, would you please come out? These people want to know who you are.
Hello everyone, I'm Gator Bogusage. I'm Buffy DuPre's fiance. I tell you, I don't quite feel comfortable with these fancy parties. All week with too many folks for my liking. You see, I was born in Bayou Battery, where my family and I are 100% proud stripping folks. Now, we also catch alligators, make sausage, and sell the hides. We're honest, hard-working people. Also, I worked my butt off to earn a scholarship at Vanderbilt Law School. Matter of fact, I take the bar exam next month. I came here this evening to ask Mr. DuPre for his daughter's hand in marriage. We're in love. We want to get married. Yet we are devastated that Mr. DuPre won't be around to walk her down the aisle. But I'm sure my daddy will be glad to do the honors. I'll buy him a new pair of boots, a new pair of overalls, and he'll look real nice beside you, darling. Oh, pop things up real nice like. I actually spoke with old man DuPre this evening. He was in the billiards parlor having a drink and smoking a cigar. I told him I'd make his daughter very happy and take care of her for the rest of her life. He told me to get the hell out of his house.
Next we have Velvyt DuPre. She is the new bride of Las Vegas and of course of our whole thing. He really was. Yes, like you would be, I'm sure. Yes. See, and you're kind of the same situation and everything. Anyway, the oldest living debutante. No, he really was very sweet about the whole thing. And he invited me to the 99-cent buffet after my shift was over. Yes, absolutely. And so we spent the next couple of days just absolutely joining the hip, you know. What's that? You're So anyway, we spent the next few days just absolutely, you know, entranced with one another. And we were married 3 days later at this lovely little Las Vegas wedding chapel on the Strip. Oh, it was so romantic. and now this whole thing, you know, it's just awful. This was supposed to be my triumph. This was supposed to be my night. And you know, Pierre, Bob has done an okay job for the last, 15 years as spring queen. But, you know, tonight was supposed to be my night. Pierre wanted his wife by his side. You know, the whole thing is just all, it's brilliant. And next we have Madame Gris. She is our mystical voodoo lady from the swamp. Please be nice to her and be very careful. Madame Gris, are you here among us? Would you please come and introduce yourself to everyone? She's got it.
Everybody in Mobile knows who I am. My name is Madame Gris, voodoo priestess, swamp witch, and personal spiritual advisor to Monsieur Pierre DuPre. For the last 20 years now, I've been protecting him from his enemies and making sure he gets much more richer. I happen to have my own personal wishing stone in the swamp over in Cordell Bayou where I live. Practically part of the family now. My wishing stone for Pierre and my other special clients. All you got to do is you take your wishes and you write them down and you wrap them in $100 bill. And you leave it there for me. Then I can channel more better all of the voodoo spirits to make sure that my clients' wishes come true. Well, Pierre, he's too busy to come down to the swamp, so I come up and I make personal visits to the DuPre mansion all the time in his emergencies. Lucky for you, I brought my own portable wishing stone tonight. So if you got any wishes you want, you just make a cash donation and wrap it up, and I'll make sure, guarantee, that your wish comes true. I also take credit cards. Not sure. I'm a swamp witch, con artist who likes to prey upon the gullible and the superstitious and the rich. How else am I supposed to finance my very wealthy lifestyle? However, no one ever questions Madame Gris, because they're afraid I put a voodoo curse on them. Now, my wishing stumps like my own personal ATM machine, huh? I take the money and I throw the notes away. Then, my clients, they see me mix a potion or make a curse. They feel more better. I give them everybody win.
Next we have Pierre DuPre. This gentleman is a very distinguished local attorney. He reportedly knows how to play with the big dog, so he cannot be left alone on the porch by himself, if you know what I mean. Mr. McGill, please do come out and let them know who you are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pierre McGill. Please, don't get up. Keep your seats. Well, as you can probably tell by my engorged medulla oblongata, I am a lawyer. She has no idea what a medulla oblongata is, so ignore her. In fact, I'm not only a lawyer, I was the personal counsel for Pierre DuPre. He was my largest client for many years, and toward the end became my only client. He was also my closest friend. We were like brothers. His death has obviously hit me hardest. It's so tragic. I just can't imagine life without my largest client. Oh my God, I need a drink. Thank God I had the foresight to bring one with me. I live in Bienville Mansion, which is just a few blocks from here on Government Street. One of the finest examples of antebellum architecture anywhere in the South. It's expansive. It's wonderful. It puts all of the shortened, scribbled mansions in the Northern Confederacy, as in Virginia, to shame. This is a true example of Confederate architecture, ladies and gentlemen, and it is my home. That's all I do besides servicing Pierre. Pierre. My services are quite a bit different from Velvyt's, I want you to know. I'm talking about legal services. But nevertheless, Pierre was a wonderful client. He was extremely wealthy, and he was always suing and being sued because he had a very touchy temper. He could not take slights of any kind and would not put up with anyone without going to law. And I love that. Plus, he had a tempestuous family. I was always drafting wills and trusts when one was disinherited and later came back into favor. I'm up to 43 wills for Pierre DuPre now at last count. You know, if I wasn't being paid by the hour, I might have been kind of angry about that. But as it was, I gave him the friends and family rate of only $950 an hour, which was quite a discount from my normal rate of $1,300 an hour, which is always necessary because of the cost of Bienville Mansion. But let me touch on one other personal thing. Besides being Pierre's closest friend and confidant, I was also the godfather of his lovely daughter, Buffy.
What did you say was? You are.
I am her godfather, and now am charged with trying to raise her, which has come upon a particularly knotty problem in the person of Gator Beausarge, who, as you can see, is some troglodyte from the southern swamp. Unfortunately, she seems to have given her heart to, but that's not an issue now. Let's concentrate on me and my repairing Bienville Mansion. All of my excess cash goes to that. So while it seems like I make an incredible amount, it's all spent on the mansion. I am currently $500,000 over the contractor's estimate, who I assume must have worked for the Obama administration when he gave me the contract. And there is no end in sight. That's all I do is search for money, because I will not take anything that is less than first class, top notch, to go into my mansion, because that is going to be the showpiece of the South. We'll have people from the lesser states like Virginia and North Carolina begging to come down here and see true Bienville architecture.
And next we have Velvyt DuPre. Dorrie, excuse me. She was Monsieur's living maid. Velvyt, these folks want to meet you, and when you get back to cleaning, this place is a mess.
Hi, y'all. I'm Velvyt, and I'm the living maid here at the DuPre Mansion. The Dorries have served the Dupres for 3 generations, ever since we came over together as families from France and settled here in Mobile. Now that Mr. DuPre's gone, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is the only home I've ever known. I grew up in the gatehouse, over the garage in the back of the property, and that's the only place I've ever lived. And I wouldn't put it past that spoiled do because I am the maid. And I was organizing things, and I found some letters from my mother, Fifi, to Mr. DuPre. Do you know that man knew I was his daughter before I was even born? And my entire life, he has treated me like a servant. While he spoiled that girl rotten and gave her everything she ever wanted. I tell you what, modern day Cinderella. But I decided I'm going to be my own fairy godmother. I hired an attorney. And he's going to get my share of the DuPre fortune. I gave my mother's letter to the gas for safekeeping because he and I are in a relationship.
I hate to think about that.
Don't let him fool you, ladies. That man can really turn up the heat.
I hope he gets more dusty than the furniture.
What did I tell you? Shush it. I'm a DuPre. I don't have to put up with that kind of nonsense.
Well, in the meantime, could you bust our table, please?
No, I cannot. That's somebody else's
She can't even say
job.
our last name right.
So anyway, shush it. Anyway, we had to keep our relationship a secret because Mr. DuPre has a very strict rule about employees dating one another. So apparently, he wanted to be the only one sleeping with the help. When we get my share of the DuPre fortune, we're going to share it because Lagas and I share everything.
Oh, good Lord, no visuals.
And that should be a lot easier now that Mr. DuPre isn't around to defend himself. Not that there is any defense for the terrible things that he did to me. I'm gonna go clean something now.
Oh, right.
Oh, this will be a first.
I'm
Shush
And
it.
lastly, we have Royalle DuPre. This guy we know absolutely nothing about. The only thing that we know is his last name and his DuPre. DuPre. Oh, Royalle, will you come out and introduce yourself, please?
Oh, my, this is gonna take
Well, I can see no one here knows who I am because,
You can't talk
well, we've going to be here for a little while, so I figured I'd take it off. Because, see, this social circle I don't seem to even exist.
Good, let's not introduce yourself.
I am Royalle DuPre. I am the illegitimate nephew of Pierre DuPre. That twist there. My mother was a burlesque dancer down on Dolphin Street, and apparently that's frowned upon in this little family. And you might have guessed with the name that I have, she was named me after her favorite liquor. So she had a small drinking problem that she had to deal with, and I guess that's how she did it. She just named me.
What is Courvoisier, your middle name?
Jose.
Yanger.
Jose. Well, you know, as things went on, Mom ended up meeting Pierre's brother, Jean-Luc. They fell madly in love. They were even engaged to be married. When I was born, Dad gave me the family last name. Everything seemed to be going well. Until Dad came to a DuPre Mansion Mardi Gras ball where he mysteriously died. It seems kind of odd that that's now two DuPres dead at a Mardi Gras ball. Well, Dad died since Mom had never married Dad, and she was left with nothing. So she was kind of thrown out. Well, 6 months later, Mom had a bit of a drinking problem, like I said, fell into Mobile River, and subsequently I was left alone as a small child. They put me in an orphanage until I was 35. Who does that?
It's a special
Okay, loser, nice hearing from you.
Look, I've been out for 4 years now, Mom. And look, you know, my jazz band was hired to play for you folks tonight.
They have special needs jazz bands.
They did. For me. Well, since my band was hired and Uncle Pierre had no idea that I was in the band, see, I'm the dirty little Dolphin Street secret of the DuPre family.
DuPre's, it's unfortunately not secret enough.
Well, apparently not now, but see, now that Uncle Pierre had no idea who I was, well, I was going to come and confront him tonight about my dead father's fortune. I think I need to claim it. I'm trying to get into college. Because see, Uncle Pierre had been paying for all of my expenses privately. He wanted nobody to know that he was doing that. So he was able to keep tabs on me in the orphanage with all those spies. Oh, and y'all would know them as nuns, not as spies. But he was able to keep up with them. Well, he found out that I had an interest in music. And I wanted to get into the music side, the jazz music to be more specific. Well, he arranged for me to attend the University of South Alabama. Well, he said it had to be secret if I stayed and went to the University of South Alabama. Well, the problem with that was he learned that I'd accepted to go to the New York Conservatory. Well, it's a nice school. I wanted to go there. I mean, what's the big deal? Well, that's when he came out of the shadows and revealed his true identity. And imagine me, a member of the DuPre family of Mobile. It's kind of a rags to riches thing, you know? It's kind of neat. But then he wrote me a letter disowning me, as you've heard, and he told me to never contact the family again. And
So it's really a rags to rags story.
it could be because he wasn't going to pay for a Yankee school over at the University of South Alabama. And so I was disowned, like I said, and he completely wrote me out, told me never to contact the family again, and next thing you know, I'm a disgrace suddenly. Now I have to come up with my own money to pay for my own college. I mean, how am I going to do that? I work for tips from people off abandoned cruise ships. Where am I going to come up with this stuff? It's ridiculous. So, this is where I am now.
All right, well, there you have it. You've met them all. Now, as you listen to them this evening, think of these 4 points in order to solve the mystery. Number 1, who wanted Pierre dead?
Everyone.
Number 2, who had the opportunity to kill Pierre? Number 3, who had access to the weapon that killed Pierre?